I almost just died. Okay, so today's starting out a little bit differently. So you guys aren't going to be with me for the next like 30 minutes-ish because of the fact that I'm here at the skate park today, but the city wants me to do an interview with them about the skate park. I don't know exactly what the interview is going to be about. I don't know how long it's going to take or anything like that, but I'm assuming it's going to be about 30 minutes or so. And so once that is done, we're going to get some clips for them really quick. I'll probably have my GoPro on at some point just so you guys can kind of be a part of what we're doing, but we're going to do this interview really quick and we'll be right back. But before we go, that's Joey.
What's going on?
And we have Marley here too.
Hey, Marley.
But let's get this stuff done really quick so we can get some clips for you guys. All right, so we're gonna get some clips right now. We can't talk so much, so normally you guys hear me talking a lot, but this is more for them. So we're not gonna do too much talking right now. We're just gonna get a lot of clips right now. So now we're gonna transfer over to the 8 really quick, get some like kind of high flying maneuvers for them as well. I like doing things like this at my local park because of the fact that I know this park really well, so it makes me look even better. I gotta do it again, I think I went too high. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and do another air, but not quite as high on this one, but we're gonna flare for them just so they have like that cool big flare angle for their video. All right, you good? All right, round 2. Don't worry, I wasn't gonna get you, you're good. I could like jump over you.
I'm game.
Robin said, oh, what if Raymond was to get hurt while he's doing this? But now I'm more worried about her getting Robin here.
All right, so everything's going pretty good so far. We're gonna have Robin, as I said, sit down. Yeah, we'll do one right here. We'll have your legs in that way. Yeah, like that. I'm just gonna do a normal jump really quick, just to make sure. As long as you don't move, you're good, okay? So we're gonna front scoot over Robin right now. She's got the GoPro. Joel's got the phone. He's got the other camera too. So all good? Oh, all right.
Oh, what
cool.
a pleasure that was to see you do.
Thank you.
As your mom would, as a mom, does your mom come out and watch you do this?
She prefers not to.
Yeah.
I can hit like the 3 block really quick. Dang it! I'll just do the normal 180.
Sure.
I almost just died. I almost overspun.
We're all good.
Good, awesome.
Thank you
No, thank you.
much.
Thank you very much. Everything went pretty well. We're gonna tune out from this spot really quick and do something.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Would you like these on thick or thin crust?
I'm lying to have thick. She's my best friend.
Well, let me tell you about my best friend.
So the first time we ever came here was like the last time we came here, and it was super good. So, and I have to go to the Dollar Tree or some cheap store because I have to get some ingredients for tonight's idea, which is the actual reason you came here. Awkward. These are all for her, by the way. She uses these like no other. Like you should see her. She gets after it. Like it's crazy. You're right. We need the big pack. 2 of them. Two of them. See that? We still need one more ingredient before we're actually done getting all the things that we need, but amazingly Walmart actually doesn't have it. And all we need is like a can of Arizona, like a big can of something like that. So we're gonna cruise over to another store really quick on the way home, but we're just gonna transfer straight to the house so we can get this project done and over with. Okay, so we are back at my house right now. I have all the supplies that I need for this little project. Now, let's clarify something really quick. I don't know exactly if this is going to work, but if it does work, it's something that you can do it back at home. Is there a reasoning for the whole melting the wheel thing and trying to put that in the wax? Not really, to be honest. There's really no meaning to it. It's just something that I wanted to try out. I figured if you wanted to make like a true scooter wax, why not put something that's an actual scooter part in it? And it's just soft enough to where it'll actually melt down into basically a liquid, essentially. It's gonna be a thick liquid. I think. I don't know how hot this stuff actually needs to be to where it'll actually melt down completely. I'm sure it's actually gonna be a lot less hot than this needs to, or sorry, I think this will be a lot hotter than the wax will need to be to actually melt, but I have no idea. We will see. Also, I actually I looked up a video on how to make wax that's pretty good, and I looked at some of the ingredients that you need. I looked at a whole bunch of different videos, found some things that worked, found some things that didn't work. I don't know if this is going to ruin the wax or not, but we're going to try. So our ingredients today are obviously the wheel that I'm going to be melting down. We have a couple different candles. We have like they're like light bulb candle things that you put. You've probably seen these before at Walmart or something. So yeah, we have these candles. I also got like some bigger candles just in case these weren't enough, but I think this is gonna be more than enough. But I grabbed some unscented ones just in case. I got the lighter colors in the actual candle, so that if this actually does melt down enough to where I can mix it in, I figured the black and blue will look really cool. It'll almost kind of match the NVTPR grips. Oh, and just so you guys know, this is obviously like at one point was a full scooter wheel. Obviously now it is not. But I just took the entire outside of, I just took all the urethane off from the inside of the core. So obviously we don't need the core. So I just figured I'd do this previously. So what else do we need? So we also have, this is olive oil. There's no label on it, but this is olive oil. And the last ingredient that we have is butter. Now this is an actual stick of butter. I don't think that makes a huge difference because regardless, this stuff is slippery if it hits the ground. Oh look, there's sticks of butter inside of that. Why are those in there? Okay, cool. We do have a stick of butter. 2 Arizona cans, which yes, I will be wasting the Arizona in these because I cannot drink 2 entire Arizonas that quick. But I might drink like half of this one and half of the Arnold Palmer one that I have. Pour them out because this is basically what's gonna stay inside of the pot. Basically so where you don't have to put wax actually on the bottom of my pot. It's just gonna ruin the can, which is only $1 as opposed to however much this was. Oh God. As for the butter, I'm going to put a little bit more butter than everybody kind of calls for just because of the fact that I want to make sure that this stuff is very slippery, make sure that it kind of holds its shape after I've poured it into my mold, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to put probably about half of this large, it's not really even a stick anymore, it's just a chunk. I'm going to put half of that in here, melt it up, and then I'm going to put my olive oil in there, and I'm also going to put my, wherever the heck else it went. Oh, that's it, then wax. Come on, Ray. Okay, so we now have the wax, which actually smells incredible in the bowl that it needs to be. It's looking very liquidy. I wasn't really planning on it being that liquidy. I don't know how well it's going to dry or what's happening, but I can tell on the sides it's kind of leaving a little bit of like a dry residue. I'm going to break up the wheel a little bit because if I leave it in this big of a chunks, I don't think it's going to melt down all the way. So I'm going to try to break it down a little bit. If I can do that, I'm going to put it in this Arizona can, put it over the stove, and hope that it melts. That's what I'm really hoping for, because if I can add black to this a little bit, I think it'll turn out really, really good. So let's see if I can get it done. So as you guys can see, it's kind of like tilting a little bit. I tried to put more urethane on like the opposite side to see if it would kind of like balance it out a little bit, but I don't know if that's gonna help it much. I mean, it looks like it's getting to some sort of a liquid form a little bit, but not much. I mean, it hasn't been on for very long, and the water's not really boiling yet, but It's hot. I can tell you it's very, very hot. Also, if you guys are gonna make wax at home, make sure you guys have your parents around, just because this isn't something that you guys just want to whip out just all of a sudden and start going in with the fire and melting stuff. It's just not a good idea without your parents around. So but yeah, like I said, it's looking like it's melting a little bit. I did put a little tiny bit of olive oil in there. I don't know if it's going to help it or not. Like I said, this is kind of like an experiment for me. So we'll see how this does. I want to give it a couple more minutes to kind of see if it kind of starts to liquefy a little bit. And if it does, awesome. If not, I'm going to try to reposition that can a little bit. That worked a lot better. I just took some water out. So now there's no way for it to actually tip like that. Well, I'm looking at it. It doesn't seem to be melting much. I mean, it's not really it's not really liquefied. It's softer, but that's as far as we've gotten. It's just it being a little bit soft. So I don't know if this is gonna work as well. As obviously, like I said earlier, wax melts down very quickly. I don't know much about urethane. I don't know how hot it needs to be for that to actually melt down, or how long this would actually take. And I don't really want to push it too far, just because I'm in my kitchen. I don't need a fire in my kitchen. I'm just gonna start to cut up little pieces of it and see if I can just put that in the wax. So there's just chunks of it in there. I think that would actually be pretty cool. So unfortunately, like I said, we're going to have to run basically with just the normal wax, and I'm not going to be able to have the entire wheel in there, but there's going to be chunks of it, so I'm cool with that. So as I was sitting here watching this stuff kind of boil and try to melt, basically what I did is I just put some purple wax in there. I had some that was kind of left over. Oh goodness, sorry. So I put some purple wax in there because I had some that was left over. So inside is purple wax, but it seems like it's melting some other stuff in there too. I think there's gonna be, it's not gonna be completely melted. The actual wheel is not gonna be completely melted, but when I pour it in to the other wax, so there's gonna be parts of the wheel inside of the actual wax, which I think is still a really, really cool thing. I think it's awesome to think that this wax actually has pieces of a scooter wheel inside of it. I think it's really, really cool, and that makes it, like I said, a true scooter wax. So I'm gonna let this stuff melt down a little bit more. Once it gets to the point where we're ready to pour it in, I think this one's started to kind of solidify a little bit, so I put it in the microwave getting ready. And once we're all ready for this one to be poured in, I'll start this one, turn it on the microwave, let it boil a little, or not boil, let it melt up a little bit more, so we can get like kind of that really liquidy kind of look to it, and pour them all together, kind of swirl them around a little bit, and see how it turns out. Alright, so now I've put the purple in there. It's not necessarily looking how I thought it was going to. I was hoping it was going to keep a lot more of that blue, but I know that the dark color is always going to kind of overtake the light color. So now what we do, we wait. Okay, so it is currently the morning after. I let this stuff kind of sit overnight just to make sure that it was plenty hard. I didn't want to take it out when it was like kind of still like soft at all. So I'm looking at it, and here's like a piece of it, and it's actually like, it's pretty tough. I mean, obviously, that was a pretty thin piece, so that was a bad piece to show you. But afterwards, I had actually put the wax into, like this, back into that little canister, and it actually turned out pretty sick. It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be, which is really, really cool. But you can see there's like one piece right here. There's one piece of the wheel like right in there. It's not focusing right now. So there's like a piece of, it almost looks like a little blueberry and like some yogurt or something. But once I actually like open it up, like you can see like there's another piece like kind of like down in the, I don't know how this piece actually smashed, but there are pieces of the wheel inside of there. And like I said, I think that's really, really neat. Let me pop one of these pieces out really quick. Oh my God, it smells so good. Woo! All right, well, you guys can, like, you can kind of see like how there's like a couple like dark spots in there. That's where like pieces of the wheel are, which are actually inside of the wax. Like I said, I kind of planned on this to go a little bit differently. I planned on the wheel actually melting down and putting it in the wax and being able to take it to the park and having like an actual chunk, well, not a chunk, but having like an actual liquefied wheel inside of your wax, so like actually mixed in there. I thought that was gonna be really, really cool. Unfortunately, it didn't work out exactly as I had planned, but we made it work another way. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little project, this little experiment that I did. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out how to make, basically how to make the urethane melt a little quicker. Because I didn't want to sit here and wait for that to just boil over, and that would have just taken forever, and it wasn't making anything look any more promising when I just sat here and waited for it previously. So yeah, but I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the color. I'm definitely happy with how it smells. It smells super good, and yeah, but we're gonna tune out for the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any other ideas you want me to make, or anything to do with the skate park, or anything like any kind of other experiments like this, let me know in the comments below. And do not forget, if you don't already, make sure you do subscribe. I post every single day at 12:30 p.m. PST. This channel is all about positivity, friendship, learning, and just having a good time at the skate park or just throughout your everyday lives. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, I'm out. Later.